Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your weekly reading for September 15th to the 22nd. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. This is going to be a week, okay? Remember, you are coming after the lunar eclipse and Pisces. That was really strong. Remember, you're going to feel that for weeks. You're going to feel that for weeks. A lot that have to do with your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, plans, commitments, dreams. There's probably some haze around there, okay? As well as friendships, groups you belong to, your communities, maybe even something with social media. There could be something going on around there if you're involved with social media, if you are a content creator, but there's activity around remember, that's going to be some weeks before we get to the new moon solar eclipse that's coming up. Yeah. That's going to be on Sunday. We're going to talk about that next week, actually, because this week there's a lot not on the whiteboard because you're going to understand why. All right. Just letting you know, if you're watching this over the weekend of the 13th, 14th, 15th, you still have Mercury sextile Jupiter, Sun sextile Jupiter spilling over. So that's really great. And that would have been wonderful for you. You probably got some really good messages. I mean, you got Jupiter and Cancer in your third house of communication. So Mercury rules that house. So you could have gotten great messages. You could have made really good announcements, big announcements. There could have been some really great conversations, maybe important interviews that you had. So that's going to spill over the first few days as well. Okay. But here's the thing. This is going to be a loaded week. All right. There's a huge concentration of activity. We're going to talk about it's compressed between Thursday to leading up to, it's a big blob of astrology, to be honest. It's a week of reality checks. All right. All right. Now, and I want to thank you all for your patience. I still get your comments, and I will eventually talk about, the health issue that I've been going through. If you're watching this, Ruby just had her stem cell consultation too. So there's been a lot happening on our end. So thank you so much for all your kind words. And yes, y'all are amazing. I really appreciate it. Now, Monday, September 15th, this is when you do have Venus sextile Mars. I really love this for you. This is really great. What are the best aspects? Remember, Venus is still in Leo. You've got Mars in Libra. So what does that mean for you? A lot of your daily activities, that in general, that's going to be a big theme. There's going to be some shifts. Again, this is part of that great news, great things happening for you package. You could be doing some short distance travel. You could have been doing it recently as well. There's a lot of family energy happening for you too. Things that are happening at home, the foundations of your life as well, building structure there. Remember, Saturn moved back into Pisces. Look at your monthly forecast. I talk about that. Now, here's the thing. You've got the two cosmic lovebirds, fire and air, blend well together. So do these planets, all right? Mars is happy to be in Venus's home right now. Okay, so very, very nice. It's it's fun and social, flirty, great for romance, great for love, great for collaborations, but for you also really great for work, colleagues, employees, hiring employees, all things like that. Okay, really good chemistry here. There's great compromise, creative projects. Okay, remember Venus is your ruler too. Yeah, Taurus, love, money, relationships, beauty, luxuries, shopping, all on the table. You got Mars, that's all about action, drive, libido. It's Venus and Mars. Yeah, it's Venus and Mars. All right. So if Venus is what your heart desires, Mars is how you get it. Okay. By taking action. So go get what you deserve. Go get what you deserve, especially things, again, that have to do with home, the home sphere, as well as work. Health matters would be a thing here too. As in maybe there's some good news around, if you saw a doctor or dermatologist or anything. Yeah, it's sixth house. So pets as well. Okay. So if there's anything happening for y'all with pets, just know that it is Virgo season, right? But also we have a new moon solar eclipse in Virgo, and Virgo does rule domestic animals. So keep that in mind. Go get what you deserve. Go get a puppy, all of that. But do it fast, okay? Because Tuesday, we'll talk about this a little bit later. In the second spread, but the moon will be in Cancer on Tuesday, not on the whiteboard. conjuncting Jupiter. So again, something really sweet, special here for you, Taurus. I think that there is going to be something here that's really great in terms of very emotionally moving for you, especially with conversations that you're having. There could be something here that, Jupiter is luck and good fortune and expansion, but also wisdom. All right. Now, Wednesday, September 17th, Mercury will be opposite Saturn. Yeah. And then the day after, opposite Neptune. But this is a package. Yeah. It's an opposition. You're going to feel this days before, days after. And this is where things get a little bit, right? So it's Mercury, communication, thinking, ideas, conversations, all of that. Okay. You remember Mercury's in Virgo. Mercury does really, really well in Virgo. So, really wonderful, exalted there. And Virgo rules your 5th house of pleasure and joy. Saturn is like a roadblock right now. So there may be something here when it comes to love, creative projects, being able to express yourself, family, children, all of that. Okay. Sex too. That's the 5th house. There can be some. Saturn, remember, is the authority, and he's going to be a little bit of a roadblock. He's going to put on his aviators from this point forward. Okay. Up until the eclipse. Yeah. So all week. And what does that mean? Well, Mercury doesn't do well in Libra. So Mercury's kind of weak in Libra, and you can't really compromise with Saturn here. Even with Mars in Libra, Mars is on your side too. But Mars doesn't do great in Libra as well. All right. So again, there may be some not seeing eye to eye with colleagues, employees, bosses, health professionals, vets. Yeah. Your everyday activities. Just think everyday activities here, but a big focus on work. And again, think about some of the things that you were working on since March 2023 for the past few years when it comes to what you want for your future, as well as groups, communities, friendships, and social media. Maybe you're trying to, because you've got so much activity with, PR, marketing, advertising as well, like creative writing, all of that may be on the table for you too. Okay. So Saturn will not let you pass unless you play by his rules. This is also with Mercury and Mars in Libra. Yeah. Or Mars in Libra. And so, that's the thing here. It's very interesting because you have to throw in legal matters. You have to throw in, maybe there's some, arguments that may come up around this time. Okay. So just bear that in mind. This is something that you may be experiencing again with, maybe even partners, marriage, business partners. There could be like a demand letter going around, all of that. Yeah. Mercury opposite Neptune. I spoke about this again, a lot of these, like in your monthly forecast, and even on Great Awakener, I went into a lot more detail, but there's a little bit of confusion with this aspect, deception, misinformation, WTF moments. So what do? You treat this day as if it's casual Friday. Okay. You don't want to have important Zoom calls. You want to avoid major talks. That's, again, great news. Mercury is exalted in Virgo. So if you do, hey, you're going to be very strategic, analytical, maybe even whatever happens around this time makes you wiser. Just be mindful about communication, DMs, in person. Remember, I always say words are energy. Everything is energy. So you can use this with a higher expression of Neptune, which is arts, creative arts, music, hemisync. I talk about that all the time. Things that bring you to that high frequency. Okay. Because what makes this day a little bit more challenging is that Mars in Libra will be opposite Chiron. All right. Don't forget Eris, Mars' sister, the divine goddess warrior, is here as well. All right. So we'll talk about that in the second spread where we talk about asteroids, planetoids, lunations, things like that. All right. Now, Thursday, September 18th, Mercury officially moves into Libra. And this depends on where you live. It can be the Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah. 6 a.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time, around that time. All right. New York City time. So great. Mars is excited to have company in Libra. And what's going to happen here? Again, Mercury doesn't do well in Libra. Oh, yeah. The day before. Yeah. Mercury's still in Virgo. I'm sorry. I think I said Mercury was in Libra, but yeah. But remember, Mercury just doesn't do well in Libra. So this is the point, and it's still it depends on where you live for the day before. All right. So it's right at that cusp, the 29 degrees, 0 degree, the critical degree. So it doesn't even really matter. To be honest, what's happening here from this point forward is going to be a lot of focus on partnerships for you, especially with the workplace. Okay. Marriage as well. Diplomacy. This is, Mercury in Libra is very like makeup energy. Yeah. And you probably had some experiences where you weren't seeing eye to eye, maybe one or two people, but this is part of your growth. And here's the thing. At this point, all the outer planets, they're, still retrograde. Well, look at your monthly forecast, but that means they're at a standstill, and they're all at that standstill against the inner planets that are trying to do things for you. So what does this mean? It means move slowly to thrive. Yeah, you still have to reassess some situations. It's like you're taking the SATs. You want to see your score? You got to finish that test. Okay. So get 14. What is it? 1400 is the highest. I don't even know. Do those even exist these days? Anyway, here's the thing, Taurus. All right. This is crunch time now. Things are going to get a little bit, you're going to feel wheels like the winds of change. Things are going to get a little bit, these oppositions are going to get a little challenging. And that is because every single planet, the sun, the moon, Venus, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto will be between 28 to 0 degrees from this point up until the eclipse on Sunday. Those are critical degrees. And this is one big pile up. It's a dance off. There's gravity here to this standstill. All right. Remember, these inner planets are trying to do things for you, but the outer planets are saying, no, you can't pass right now. You still got to learn some stuff. All right. So this eclipse, that is another reason why this eclipse is going to be really strong, because you see the build up to it. And that's not just the eclipse. Remember, it's also the equinox. And remember how I said you're going to be focusing on partnerships and relationships, marriage, love, all of that. When we get to next week, Mars will move into Scorpio. It's been 2 years. And that would be your opposite sign of partnerships, relationships, contracts, legal matters, marriage anyway. All right. So I did say in your monthly forecast, the planets have come out to play hard this month. This is the schoolyard. All right. They all have, rubber baseball bats. So I've been saying all summer long, this is when you start feeling a little bit of that squeeze, and there's going to be some breakdowns for breakthroughs. You are also going to see this on the world stage, and again, on Great Awakener. Yes, of course, I'm going to plug my new site. I do talk about the economy and geopolitical events and AI, all based on the astrology, everything. Expect change. We're going through it. I've talked about the prison portal. Yeah. How you contribute to the collective or your family, your workplace, wherever it is. What's happening this week is a big reset for you, Taurus. With these configurations, we've got yods, we've got kites. We have the whole shebang just this week. That's why you can't fit everything up here. There's a lot happening. Okay. So with all these planets passing through critical degree points and a lot in opposition and in squares, and there is a kite formation that does involve Mercury, Uranus, Pluto with Neptune at the apex. And remember, Neptune is still in Aries. Yeah. Your 12th house, Taurus. That is very spiritual, very spiritual. That's that spiritual warrior, intuitive energy, a lot of imaginative energy, really strong. All right. So Neptune is like a beacon right now, sending you signals to use your imagination to be creative. Should anything come up where you're just like, oh, I don't know what to do in this situation, don't go to, ChatGPT, use your creativity. Yeah. Because technically Neptune is still conjuncting Saturn. And the lower expressions of Neptune would be everything that I said earlier, but also it's in your 12th house. The lower expressions of that would be self-sabotage, hidden enemies. Yeah. Again, even like South Node in Virgo, being hard on yourself, being self-critical. Don't forget, Saturn is still, believe it or not, even with these oppositions, it's just a little test. Okay. That's all it is. All right. And he is still helping you turn your dreams into reality. But like I said, sometimes you have to do it his way, all right? And never forget that you create your reality, Taurus. This is part of your spiritual journey, and these are aspects that are allowing you to change the things and make changes that you haven't done yet, that you may be at a standstill, okay? Remember, everything is energy. What you put out there, you receive in kind, right? If you've been at a high frequency of compassion, gratitude, self-love, all of that, this is going to be a piece of cake. You will be the king of the hill, queen of the hill, all right? Because this is a mosh pit. You want to get up on the hill anyway. Now, the good news is that we do have this wonderful air trine. I talked about this. Your monthly forecast is Grand Trine, the pyramid with Mercury in Libra, trining Uranus in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus trine Pluto. And remember, trines are very auspicious. They work in your favor. I told you this is a loaded week, okay? So this is, you're going to feel this days before, days after. And this is kind of like that life raft, okay, with all these air signs, okay, floaty, yeah? So here's the thing. With this, you could 1,000% like really good news now, okay? Really great news. And again, this hits your 6th house of work, your 10th house of career and fame, and your 2nd house of income and salary. So there may be something you're navigating here through that, okay? And if you're not here for any of that, remember, it's just your everyday activities and maybe something with partnerships, maybe something here with as well as your self-worth and your self-value, all right? But Mercury is still working for you here. It's a great aspect. So it's a great time for you to make a big announcement, or maybe you do, have a smooth conversation that goes really well, or maybe you send a message in a bottle that you've been meaning to, whatever it is, put up a great memo on Asana for your colleagues, whatever it is, Pluto is still active. Okay. So that's another thing that's happening for years. They're eye to eye, Uranus and Pluto connecting with Mercury now. So what does this even mean? What is underneath the surface? What has to come out when it comes to your career? Yeah? Or how you want to be recognized, or just your reputation. Okay. It can be on a large scale. It can just be like within family, within your local neighborhood, your chess club, whatever it is. What needs to be revealed? What is the transformation you seek? It's time for you to, emerge in this new you, okay? Mercury is intellect, the mind. You can be clever here, okay? And remember, these are all air signs. Really great time to be social and network and communicate. Libra is peace, by the way. With Mercury here, yeah, like I said, it is a week of making up with people, making peace, forgive and forget, yeah? So, just the fact that Uranus trine Pluto, this is a core aspect driving you into 2026. So every week Uranus will be trining Pluto is what I'm trying to say here. And the big thing for you, to be honest, Uranus will go back into your sign in November up until April. So again, remember I said the prison portal is still active for a long time, for years. But it just weakens and weakens and weakens. And by that time, it's almost like a little, it's a little door for you to enter from November to April where you can fix a lot of things, okay? Reassess a lot of things. So this week, again, it's all about innovation, your breakthrough. That's Uranus, that's Pluto and Aquarius, yeah? Through this tangle of aspects leading up to the new moon solar eclipse. And when I say your breakthrough, if it has to be a tower moment, let it be. Because something at this point has to go for you to continue on your journey. All right. Now, the other thing is during this week, there are some great things like the moon in Leo will be trying Ceres in Aries. Amazing. You do have Juno. Yeah, she's in the mix. Remember, she is in Scorpio. It's a big deal for you. She's going to be sextiling the sun. So we'll talk about those in the second spread. Friday, you got Venus moving into Virgo. September 19th, Venus. As we know, again, your ruler, love, money, creative projects, beauty, all that, everything that makes your heart sing. Yeah. You will now scrutinize. You're gonna have a clipboard. That's Venus and Virgo. All about the details, really nitpicky, especially with your health and the health of your relationships, especially work too. Okay. Even maybe some, penny pinching energy here. This is just for the next few weeks. And again, For you, Virgo rules your 5th house of things that bring you pleasure and joy. So you may be doing a little bit of like, okay, do I really need to get a box of Godiva chocolate truffles every day? It's $80 a day. No, we're going to cut that, right? Because we're thinking about health. We're thinking about the digestive system, everything Virgo rules, and cutting back on things. You're going to be hyper focused on this. All right. So remember that mosh pit of planets, the all the aspects that's still happening this weekend, all weekend. Well, we have a yod on this day on Friday now. Okay. So we call it a finger of God. Again, I talk about this in, Great Awakener, the astro charting, but at this point, this is a powerful day, okay? At this point, we have the sun, moon, Venus, and the south node in Virgo, all right? Many in some challenging aspects. Again, your 5th house of joy, pleasure, true love, romance, family, children. It's your 5th house, okay? Creative projects. So what does this mean? Do not be hard on yourself. Do not be self-critical. These are those lower expressions of Virgo, okay? We've talked about this. The South Node is here. Remember, these are things that you want to learn your lessons. You want to move forward. I've learned my lessons working with my karma. It's the South Node, the karmic node, right? So avoid all that, channel any of that energy into Virgo's higher expression of self-care and service to others, okay? Because everyone in the world will be experiencing these aspects. Everyone's on a karmic journey in different areas of their life, right? So I always say, as long as you are proactive, you're doing things for the greater good, no matter the response you get, if you do have a conversation that needs to be had, you did your best. Okay? So Friday, also, interestingly, like Venus is traveling together with the moon. Yeah? With the moon in Virgo. So I'll talk about that in the second spread. But yeah, you see that everything's building up to the eclipse in Virgo. So the moon stations right now on Friday into Virgo. All right, just kind of getting ready. Now, Saturday, September 20th, Venus will square Uranus in Gemini. For you, to be honest, there will likely be some thing here where you may get a surprise or, like a wake up call or some sort of awakening about love or money or relationships, maybe an unexpected message. It is a square. Yeah. So it could also be this tug of war that you have with someone else. Like, should we talk? Or maybe you're thinking of keeping them at arm's length, whatever it is. Don't forget that air trine. Okay. It's helping you. And remember, Uranus wants you to shake things up. Free your mind, expand your consciousness, be willing to take risks and be curious and have your breakthroughs. That is Uranus. Okay. Uranus in Gemini, your 2nd house, and it's Venus. So a lot of Tauruses, this will be money, finances, maybe salary. There may be something here. Okay. But if you're not here for money, again, it can just be someone testing your self-worth, your self-value, the things that you value as well. Remember, you can use these aspects to have your breakthrough. All right. But just know at this point, the sun in Virgo is opposite Saturn in Pisces, nearly exact. So at the same time, there may be something happening with career and work still, as well as maybe a friendship. So the question you need to ask yourself is, what do you have to surrender before the eclipse? That's definitely going to take you on a new path. And again, we'll talk about the eclipse next week. And thank you everyone who has signed up so far. I'm so excited. We added a hypnotherapist. You get free hypnotherapy sessions. Anyway, let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you, Taurus. I have to do this system. By the way, I'm sorry about the audio. I think that y'all know Uranus is on my ascendant. That's why, I'm looking at the camera. That's why I got this hair thing. I don't even know what that is. What is that? Okay, Taurus, sorry about that. I have to do the laptop hookup thing again. So I'm looking at you. Look at that. It's just the audio issue I know was a little off last week. And as you know, that has been something that I've been dealing with for months, and just recently discovered that it is actually nothing that has to do with the mic or the computer or the video camera. Nothing but Apple. There's some software issue that they have not fixed. So, wow, after spending so much time and energy and money and everything to fix all that. It was Apple, something that has to do with their desktop, USB something. Anyway, let's get started. Taurus, let's see what's going on for you, okay, for September 15th to the 22nd for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Taurus. Okay, Taurus, y'all, how are y'all doing? Taurus, y'all, come on, y'all crack me up. Where y'all up to? I don't know why I always take off my glasses, but then it's like I can't see anyway. So anyway, Taurus, I do a traditional occult cross spread, offers the best overview. If we need to pull, especially for a weekly reading like this, right? Like this is gonna be a week. If we need to pull clarifiers, we will. All right. So Taurus, let's get started. Yeah, okay, you're gonna get the. You see that? Whatever animal that is. What is that? Tiger? Leopard? I don't even know. But okay, maybe you're good. What is happening here? Okay, so look, you got the Two of Pentacles. That's fine. As you move into this week, just take some time. It just feels like there is something that it could be like, he's a juggler, yeah? And you could be like, okay, what's going on? There's a lot of decisions I have to make. And it does feel a little bit more than just like, should I wear red or green today, right? Like there's a lot that you may be, and remember, I talked about finances for you. You see the Pentacles here, but Pentacles are your physical reality as well. And there is something here where it feels very new to you. It feels there's something you're moving into, and it is part of that out with the old, in with the new. Just find that right balance. And that's the great thing about Libra energy, right? Is all about balance. So with Mercury in Libra, with Mars in Libra, just use that energy with that air trine as well, especially with communication. But there is a sense of like, you don't have to do things alone, okay? Now, the other thing is you got strength in the heart of your spread. That's amazing, okay? This is wonderful because this is kind of like anchoring everything where you're saying, yeah, I'm tapping into my inner Chumbawamba and nothing will knock me down. And this is all about you just being very courageous, very bold, really, really confident too. And so one thing I am going to say, hold on to that energy. Yeah. Look at your spread, by the way. You have a lot to look forward to. So it is going to be that confidence, that self-belief. Remember, I said your self-value, even you may be tested spiritually, even with Neptune in your 12, whatever it is. Just know you create your reality. Just stay strong in the moment. You're going to be fine. There may be some things that you may be wrestling with here in terms of, I do have to let this go. It's not going to be easy. I'm going to tap into my inner spiritual warrior. Okay. Now, maybe that is a lion. I don't know. But you do see the light lions are fierce. Get that lion roar. Ace of Wands in your challenge area. All right. Do you see what's happening here, by the way? Did I ask you that? All major arcana, court cards, other than the Two of Pentacles, that's fine though. But Ace of Wands in your challenge area, two things. Be very mindful about the things that this new path that you're going on. Make sure that, again, now all the Virgo energy is going to help you being very analytical, being laser focused, detail oriented. Make sure that everything is sorted. All right. There is a new path for a lot of y'all, and it is empowering you. Look at this. Come on. All right. So this is absolutely amazing. A lot of you are moving into new paths. Okay. Or even adjusting ones that you're on. But again, there is something that needs to balance out. Okay. It could even be your taxes or something. You know what I mean? But anyway, the other thing is, yeah, there may be something that you're seeking that hasn't come in yet. Okay. And it's going to take a little bit longer for that. Remember, this is just a weekly reading, all right? It's just a weekly reading. You want to get out of eclipse season anyway for a lot of that, right? You want wait until the new moon solar eclipse. That's that rocket ship, all right? Now, Hierophant, death, all right? You're good. Hierophant is just saying you are tapping into your spiritual leader, all right? That's what this helps. That's what this enables, the strength in the heart of your spread, knowing that there's infinite possibilities that you can pick any path. Okay, is that self-belief. The Hierophant, he's a bridge maker himself, connecting the divine and our physical world, right? But this is you being a role model, you being that person that it's this rising up, this eminence, but with this strong spiritual undertones to it. He likes to be very organized too, FYI. That's a lot of Virgo energy that you're gonna, all right? And it can be with relationships, work, wherever you find, wherever it is for you, and death in the root of your spread. Yeah, you're excited for this change, and change is happening. And it is almost like you're going through this transitory, like we're moving into this new direction no matter what. Yeah. So don't resist any change. You got the Ace of Cups waiting for you on the other side. This new thing that you've been working hard for, this new thing that, you went through that made you stronger. There it is. Okay. Ace of Cups, the heart of tarot. Is a holy grail right here. So aces, new beginnings, new opportunities, new paths. And this is tears of joy. You've got something amazing waiting for you, something new. And it can be a relationship. All right. If you are here for relationships, that's Ace of Cups. Cups are his love and emotions and relationships, but also feelings. It could be a new job. It could be you starting your company. What makes this isn't cup half full, it's overflowing. All right. So this is going to be amazing. You're good. Let's get to your stuff. Taurus, come on. This is amazing. So you got some really great things to be excited for. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what is going on, Taurus. Y'all, you got this. You really got this. And then, yeah, and I love it. All right, so let's see what's, okay. So you got the Page of Swords, amazing. That's part of what's happening this week with even the air trine with Mercury, and then Mercury just being very active this week, to be honest. Mercury opposite Saturn as well, but just remember, Uranus is still in the mix. It's all about seeing things in different ways, but this is also indicating you're on the brink of something new anyway, and that's going to shift. If you are in a situation where you just feel like, okay, what's going on here? Think in different ways, right? Use that creative energy. There you go. All right. With that Page of Swords, you got the Emperor. What is going on? So 2 things here. It looks like a lot of y'all are having babies. A lot of y'all are having babies, especially this, Virgo energy in your 5th house, or thinking about having babies or becoming a parent. The Emperor is like the father of tarot. There could be an authority figure or a father figure involved with you this week, making things happen for you, someone on your side. Also, it could be the reverse. There could be someone that's, that Saturn energy that I was telling you about. Saturn is like that. Yeah. The authority. So that's something that you're working with, but it could be someone that's really, honestly, when you look at your spread, helping you, supporting you, someone that's on your side, someone opening doors for you. Yeah. Maybe even a boss, maybe, like whatever it is, it feels really good. All right. And again, a lot of this is just you moving through this week to feel empowered to sit in that throne for once. So again, congratulations. A lot of y'all are having babies. You're, maybe getting, engaged or celebrating a milestone. That's exactly what you're seeking, and nothing's going to stop you. So you're moving in that direction, which is really amazing. Okay. So the biggest thing here is like, there's this freeness. Like, I feel free. I'm out of that situation. I feel really good about it. It can be work related. I mean, there's so much here. And then you do have that 9 of Wands in your final outcome. And that's just saying, like, yeah, you're not going to give up. And there's that squeeze that we're talking about. You can see the gauze over his head. He's gone through it, right? But he's not backing down. Speaking of Chumbawamba, I guess that's going to be your title this week, right? No, he's not. He's not going to give up, and don't. And you're going to be fine, and you're going to be good. Just hang in there, because it will be one of those weeks where, yeah, there is a reason why you're going to have to tap into your inner strength. Yeah, this week, and so just keep that in mind. But things are good. You're good. This is powerful. It's amazing. Yeah, like you're gonna be fine. Just remember to compromise, see eye to eye. And let me just see. Yeah, I don't think you need any clarifiers. We can do that 9 of Wands and just see what's going on there. Yeah, like I said, you've got nothing to worry about. You got the 3 of Cups. So another card of celebration. This is a card of like really, especially something new. Okay, as in like something's ending, something's beginning, and like I said, you have like a lot of family energy, a lot of things with friendships as well, home and family. So that's really great. You see the 3 sisters here. They're so intertwined, but there is a sense of like bonding with that. It could be colleagues as well. So anyway, you're good. Taurus, thanks so much. Next week, yeah. Oh, wow. So not only do we have the eclipse, we have the equinox, which is, we're moving into Libra season. We have Mars moving into Scorpio. That's going to be big for you. Really big. All right. So, and yeah, the second spread, we're going to talk about everything that's going on. I'm like trying to figure out okay, that one's moving that. All right. So Taurus, and anyone's welcome to join. Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. We're going to pull more cards, and I'm very curious as to what cards overlap as well from the second spread. Anyway, Taurus, thanks so much. And if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I will see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.